Record out.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
And this is Sketchbook Nerds. I started this to interview comic book artists and animation artists. And our first guest, the best way to jump right into it is Jonboy Meyers. He has a Kickstarter going on right now. So you already hit your goal, like, what, really quick, like in the first day, right?
Yeah, so I'm running the Kickstarter right now. Went live, I think, January 28th, and we have like
we're pretty much right in the middle of it, right? So
we have 15 days to go, so we're just at the middle mark right now. We're at like 33,000 right now.
That's dope.
Yeah, so we'll put a link down there.
Oh, thanks. Thank you guys.
And support it. So tell us more about your sketchbook and what you're trying to do.
It was. I was talking with my wife about, like, I really want to do this creator-owned thing, and I've had offers already from smaller publishers who want to kind of like bankroll it, and I'm kind of like, like I think I've done enough corporate stuff that I've kind of given away and kind of signed away off on that I kind of want to make this for me. So I was trying to figure out a way, well, how do I self-finance this? So if I get a development deal or something like that, there's very few people we have to share this with, you know. So we're thinking, like, well, if we did a sketchbook via Kickstarter and we just raise enough funds to pay for printing, everyone gets a book, whatever's left, we can roll right into my creator own. That way I don't have to work for anybody else during those couple months. I can just work for myself and get this book done. So I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So
how many pages is it?
It's a 100-page hardcover with slipcase. And it's basically, it's one of the truest sketchbooks I've ever done. It has a lot of process stuff, has a lot of my concept stuff in there. So if you're a big process and concept guy,
yeah, I love that stuff.
Concept stuff, costume design, stuff like that, this is definitely the book for you. It's pretty much kind of the best of the past, like, maybe 4.5 years of projects that I've worked on. Anywhere from like Teen Titans to Spawn to League of Legends to Royals, and then a lot of my projected cover ideas and stuff like that from DC. So
cool. I don't know.
Let's please pick it up. Like I'm super appreciative of all the supports it's getting. Like, I think we did 20,000 in the first day, and it was funded within like
so dope.
Wow.
Like, it was crazy. Like I really hope it keeps going. It's kind of leveled off a little bit, but I think because it's the middle of the campaign, I think the last probably 10 days is where it starts ramping up again. So
let's do it.
Trying to figure out how to keep it going. I've been doing free sketch giveaways and stuff like that every once in a while, once a week for all my backers and new backers. That way they get something for free if they back. So
cool.
Right.
So okay, so you're saying, so you're doing this, but then any overflow was gonna go towards your creator-owned book, right?
Right.
So tell us more about that too. I know you kind of wanted to keep it a little bit on the hush, right? But then
you know what?
until it's ready.
So, the name of the book is called Princess Dragon Killer, and basically it's in a nutshell, the story is about an elven princess who's the last of her people, who his mantra is all dragons must die, because I'm totally underselling it here, but the dragons were the protector of the realm, and they figured out, like, hey, wait, why protect them? We can take over. So they just start taking over. The first people they target is the elves. So they kill all the elves first, and then they're going after the dwarves and the humans and stuff. So
nice.
This girl who's the last elf gets this magical sword, and she's going to go stop them. So
that's cool.
Word.
Yeah.
Sounds exciting, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm totally underselling it here, but it's got a dragons in it, and I'm just like,
people love dragons, man.
That's good. So hopefully in the future,
they've been like bears or.
Hopefully in the future, maybe we'll do another video when once you're ready, and we'll show more and talk more about it.
Yeah, I would definitely want to do that. I think that the most challenging part about being a working artist and doing your own thing is actually trying to carve out time for yourself to get it done. Which is always the most tricky thing, because you're always working job to job to job. So I recommend this to anybody. If you've got a creative itch to scratch, and you think you can write somewhat decently and you have a good idea, like, it's worth your time to try to create something and some overflow income for yourself you can set aside to do your own project, because you just never know what's going to be the next Walking Dead or the next Batman. I mean, and the good thing about it is this is your own creation that you put out into the world. So this might become a thing that takes off all on its own. So, the idea of do it yourself, DIY, or being your own boss. I mean, these things are, especially today with social media and being able to leverage that, it can be done. Um, and also still work for the big two, of course. I mean, it's
Yeah,
always
if you
good
want.
for Marvel and DC.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's always good to kind of supplement your own income
Yeah.
because you never want to be too dependent on one large entity. Because I mean, I've got friends who work at Blizzard, and today they just like a couple hundred jobs just got laid off.
Right,
you
right,
know?
right.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the nature of business, but the thing is, if you have a couple different revenue streams coming in for yourself, that if something closes or shuts down, you're like, okay, cool, I can take the energy from that, put it back into this project. It's
Right.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, so I don't know if you mentioned it earlier, but so you said, I mean, so far you've been able to pay for the sketchbook,
Mhm.
and you said that you probably have enough to fund the creator own book now too, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty
Right.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, it's cool. I mean, I'm hoping that we clear at least about 40 to 50
Wow.
for the Kickstarter, but maybe that's being too ambitious. But I think the more I can get on this end, I can pump back into the book because I want to be able to pay a team a decent rate.
Mm-hmm.
I want to pay a colorist actually
Oh, yeah.
a real rate. I want to pay a letterer a realistic rate.
So
that
do you
way-
have?
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead.
So do you have an idea of the size of like your creator own book, or like is he gonna do? We're gonna do like a series or a mini series or like just one big book?
My hope is to do just single issues. I because I'm working on the pitch right now, and once the pitch is done, I'm gonna send it to a publisher, and if a publisher picks it up, great. If they don't, then of course I'm left with the option: do I just want to do a Kickstarter and do a graphic novel, or do I just want to put this on the web? I'm still kind of playing around with those ideas. Like I think my fingers are crossed that a publisher will pick it up. Like someone like Image would be great.
That'd be cool.
I really like their model. Like since I'm self-financing this, I just need someone to distribute. So I think that would be the perfect way for me. But it's of course up to Image if they would like to have me. But if not, like Kickstarter is always a viable model too. I mean, there's guys like Brian Polito and Marat Michaels, Jamie Tyndall, who do all their own books strictly on Kickstarter and are incredibly successful at it. So the market for it, you just have to make sure that people know that channel or that market exists.
Mm-hmm.
So that's again when you put your marketing director hat on and you go out and you kind of beat the drum too. And that's half of my day most of the time, especially running a Kickstarter. Is I have like 2 or 3 hours every day devoted to the Kickstarter, and if I'm doing a giveaway, it's even more than that. It's just you constantly have to put stuff out there and engage with people. It's kind of like a never-ending thing.
Yeah, and then you have to do the stretch goals and everything, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but even when you're not running a Kickstarter, it is incredibly important to stay in people's mind's eye because there's a tendency for artists to kind of disappear, and sometimes when you disappear from the public eye, the publisher thinks you've disappeared too. So you have to remember the whole comic industry does work on the perceived value that an artist has. So you have to always try to maintain your visibility as an artist because people are like, oh yes, Jonboy did this, he did that. You're constantly putting stuff out there. That's kind of what you want to do, is constantly try to have something out on the shelves or do this or do that, because that's how the retailer mind works. You have to understand that they like that the repetition when they see these people like, oh yes, okay. So if someone disappears and comes back, it's kind of like, hey, what's going on? So you always want to make them feel good about being able to order your book or putting something that you've done on the shelf because they have the confidence that they know that they can make money off of that. So.
Well, I guess we can wrap this one up.
I know you got some work to do. So.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got covers to do. I've got covers and I gotta work on this Kickstarter thing.
Yeah, man. Bang on them.
So we'll put the link in the description for his Kickstarter. Help back Jonboy and help him get to 40, 50.
Do it.
More.
That would be great, guys. You know what? Even if people can't buy a book, if you can just support it by just
sharing that link. Yeah.
Yeah.
on social, that's always great too. If not, the best way to support my comic, if you can't pick up the book too, is just go to your local comic book shop and pick up a comic book. There's a lot of talented people out there, and I think our industry stays alive by everyone else picking up books and reading. So that's what we need. And
Word up.
we really appreciate it.
Cool.
Word up.
Yeah, so we want to, if you have comments or questions below, put them down there. And
Subscribe.
yeah, we may have some more guests that they may answer your question, or we'll answer your question, like one of us, or yeah,
Just ask stuff.
Just ask those questions, and we'll see
Word.
what we can do.
On that note,
All right. Yeah.
right,
Thanks
thanks,
for joining us.
thank you very much.
We'll see you later.
See you later, man. All right.